fair. Have you come across them, Alison, in your many travels?
No, I haven't actually. I'm not familiar with him at all. I am familiar with Petri from Finland. I believe, was he a winner in this tournament in the Philippines many years ago with Mika Immonen?
I'll tell you what, he's always fitted in really well in this World Cup of Pool. As we were saying in the previous commentary, Mika Immonen, his previous partner, is the better known of the two. But Petri was never intimidated by the occasion or indeed the quality of his teammate. So Petri Makkonen on the right-hand side there. On the left, Casper Matikainen. As for Icelandics, well, it's Zophonias, Árnason and Magnús Árnason.
Glad I left the names to you there, Phil.
So it's Casper Matikainen to break off.
Rack number 1, Finland to break.
That was a nice start to the game, actually. He broke the balls really well there, but I've noticed a lot in these matches that they're not really getting a shot after the break. You see the one ball going in there. 2 ball looks like it's tied up on the 7 ball there. So a little unfortunate.
Turned away nonchalantly there, did Petri Makkonen, even though the cue ball was going close to the pocket.
Yeah, caught that 9 ball there, nearly went in off, but and here's a little chance for the Finnish team to get going. It's a nice little start from Casper. Although he didn't want to land on the rail there, it's made it a little bit tricky.
Yes, we shouldn't underestimate Casper Matikainen, World Championship quarter-finalist in 9 ball.
That was a nice shot. Landed perfectly on the 4 ball there, pink 4 ball. And a nice open rack, so let's see if they can finish this rack off and get the first one under their belt. Just walking around, surveying the table, doesn't want to get stuck anywhere near that 8 ball. Oh, and look what happened. It looked like off the rail there, it's not bouncing. It looked like it sort of died. A lot of slide there.
Attention, please.
So he really wanted to just hit higher up the rail there, and the spin didn't really grab. So I've heard a few things from the players about the table, that it's bouncy, the rails, that the cloth is sliding a lot. And obviously they had a great opportunity there.
Well, that's the kind of mistake you make in the first rack, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Getting to know the conditions. And the key is obviously being able to let it go when you do make a mistake. And that was a very nice shot there from Petri. Nice kick at the 7 ball. A little bit fortunate, of course, but good speed, and he's left a very difficult shot here. Do you go for the bank shot or do you play a safety? Wow, and he went for a cut. That was a great cut shot, but he's not left his teammate an easy shot. That was a great cut shot. I would have been looking at a bank shot there, I think.
Foul.
Well, that surely is that.
Start the clock, please.
The Árnasons fall 1-0 behind. Finland needing a couple of bites of the cherry, but getting over the line in the end. Finland have got a really good Q Sports heritage when you think about it. Makkonen has been a wonderful tour player over the years, won so many tournaments in so many different places. And I noticed that Casper Matikainen was from Espoo. Now that's the hometown of a certain Robin Hull, who was a former IBSF World Under-21 snooker champion who actually played at the Crucible.
I remember Robin actually from many years ago, and didn't Rhiannon Evans play him in recent times, a snooker match?
That's right, indeed. And of course Iceland as well, they've got a Q Sports heritage also. They had a player at the Crucible in snooker, Christian Helgason.
Not familiar with that name, but it's amazing, isn't it? The worldwide appeal of all these Q Sports. It's great to see.
It really is, and the more international a sport becomes, the better it is. And we're seeing that over the course of these 6 days of competition here. Even in a COVID-19 pandemic, they've come from all parts of the planet to compete.
Number 2, current score is 1-0 in favor of Finland. Finland to break.
One of the great strengths of Petri Makkonen's game is the strength of his break. But there, no cigar.
Yeah, it's an interesting animal, the break. I mean, a lot of these players are giving it everything they've got, and the balls aren't really moving much. Or they're getting tied up, and he didn't make a ball there on the break, and he's obviously a little surprised himself at that.
As Magnús Árnason missing that ball there, 44 years of age from Reykjavik.
I think he got a little bit of a fortunate roll there. But it'd be very disappointed to have missed that one ball.
He's yet to settle.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a bit nerve-wracking the first couple of racks, I think. It's nice to get a few balls under your belt and get a game or two going on the scoreboard.
Árnason, you've played so much televised pool over the years to massive audiences in the States as well on that WPBA tour. And when you're playing someone who's inexperienced, you can tell immediately, can't you? You can tell the nerves and the trepidation that they're experiencing.
Absolutely, and the key is really to not be complacent and don't let that interfere with your own game. You know, you've got to keep your own composure, your own focus, and try and make the most of that. Keep your opponent under pressure.
And that was the thing with Petri Makkonen when he came into the Finnish side. Right from the get-go, he looked as though he thought he should be there.
Absolutely. Well, I think also players have been chomping at the bit to get out there. We've been here a few days and you can't wait to get started too, and some really want that more than others, I think. You know, they're eager to get that game out there under their belt.
Please.
Get started. A little tricky here. See if that 4-ball goes behind the 8. I'm not sure. The way he's played it. Oh, see that? That was a strange little bounce off that third rail there too. It didn't slide up like I thought it would, but is he going to attempt a bank shot here? Because he can hold for the 5-ball. Nice shot. That looked pretty square in there, and he's held nicely for the 5 to get to the 6.
So Alison, watching this and how the table reacts, is it useful for when you play yourself?
Absolutely. I think it's important to watch and to listen to what the other players are saying when they come out of the arena. But, you know, having commentated a little bit yesterday, I did notice that top rail and side rail to the right were a bit bouncier than the others.
Must be honest, I can't wait for your match against the Philippines. I'm supposed to be impartial, but I'm afraid that's going to go out of the window.
Well, I hope so, Phil.
I'll be cheering them on.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. We've known each other years. But yeah, it's at 12 o'clock, isn't it, tomorrow? We kick off the show tomorrow. I think my family are looking forward to that. You see how fast it's coming off that end rail? He didn't really hit that very hard.
Looking good for the Finns. They lead the Icelandic pairing by 2 racks to 0 now. Twice, Team Finland have been in the final of this World Cup of Pool. On the first occasion, it was the second staging. It was in Rotterdam in the Netherlands in 2007. It was Mika Immonen and Markus Juve, and they came very close to capturing the title, eventually losing in a hill-hill contest against China, Lee Hee-wen and Fujian Bo. But then in 2012, as Alison has mentioned, Mika Immonen and Petri Makkonen teamed up to win the whole thing, overcoming Poland in the final, Karol Skawersky and Wojciech Szewczyk. And because Makkonen's been there, Alison, that's a tremendous advantage. He knows exactly what to expect.
Yes, I sent a little email out to some of the players asking about their favourite memories, and that was certainly one of his. 2012 World Cup of Pool Champions with Mika, and it was in the Philippines, so I can imagine how that was in a, I'm sure, a large stadium of players cheering them on.
In favour of Finland. Finland to break.
Oh, that was unfortunate. That was a really nice break. You got a lot of action on the balls there, and unfortunately lost the cue ball.
Start the clock, please.
When you split them like that and knock in a few, you basically do the work for the opposition.
Yes, it's true. This is the part of the game that's can be good and bad. But I'm sure Iceland welcome this opportunity at the table.
Magnús Árnason also plays snooker, but he said he loves pool because he doesn't have to count his opponent's break when they're making one and doesn't have to get the balls out of the pockets. Zophonias Árnason, known as Zed, he's 62 years of age and the oldest player in the tournament.
I was hoping I was going to get that accolade. I think he's knocked me out the park there.
With ball in hand and the balls spread as they were, Iceland should have done better.
Yeah, it all started with the first ball, actually. Left a cut shot on that 3 ball, and then they lost the cue ball from there. They actually, you were mentioning they play snooker, is that correct? I'm not sure they've been on these pool tables before, the American 9-ball tables.
Well, I think they've got a certain amount of domestic experience. Zophonias Árnason, in fact, is the 2020 9-ball and 10-ball champion of Iceland. But domestic success is very different from international success.
Absolutely. Conditions, new equipment, coming into a tournament, fast tables, which usually on TV they are because of the lighting. So it's a completely different experience.
Though in the harsh winters that these two countries experience, playing pool is a good way forward. Nice and warm indoors.
It's a perfect sport.
All Finland so far. They lead 3-0. Not a lot of positivity thus far for Team Iceland. It is thus far one-way
Match
traffic.
number 4. The current score is 3-0 in favor of Finland. Finland to break.
You heard John Lehman, the referee there, giving the relevant information. Finland sitting pretty.
That was a really nice break from Petri there. Open table. So let's see if they can get rolling and get a break and run here. The perfect table set up there, Phil.
Yeah, I'm not saying this with hindsight. I was looking at the odds for the matches today, and I saw that Finland, okay, they're favourites, but they're only 4-9 to win this match, and I thought that was very good value, considering the talent they have, and the fact that the Icelandic team, it's all new to them.
Yes.
I would have made the Finns even shorter than that.
Yeah, well, I'm not really a betting person, so I don't know much about the odds in the bookies and stuff, but surprising.
Yeah, you just go to casinos and win tournaments.
Yeah, I don't spend the money. I try and keep the money.
Casinos from Minnesota to San Diego to Vegas, all over the place.
Correct. Yeah, over the years we certainly have been, and it's been a great experience.
Alison Fisher single-handedly proving that you can walk out of a casino with money in your pocket.
Yeah, not all players do, though, I will say that. As expected, they're running out this rack nicely now. All started with a great break from Petri.
He was a little concerned as the cue ball went towards the last cushion contacted.
I was actually, the way it came off of there.
But it was all mundane in the end, a very routine run out, and with that, the Finns extend their lead to 4-0.
Yes, impressive stuff from Finland so far. I'm delighted to say Great Britain's Chris Melling joins me now. Chris, good start from the Finns.
Yeah, playing well, and obviously their opponents have made quite a few mistakes, losing the cue ball, but all in all, Finland have played very well.
You've been watching it back there while practicing. You're just itching to get on there now?
Yeah, obviously we can only get on the table every so often because there's so many players on the practice table, so we're just waiting for our turn, and hopefully tomorrow when we play we can put on a good performance.
You're going to come in and see some of the games as well, because obviously the players are allowed to watch the games in front of the table here.
Yeah, we have been watching a little bit on TV and what have you, and watching how the balls are breaking and the speed of the table, the bounce of the cushions. So we're trying to get a little advantage, but there's nothing like playing out there.
Absolutely. And have you heard the breaking news? We've got a Great Britain C-side now.
Yeah, we've got two old players in Carl and Darren. It'd be great to see him back. Obviously, they won the title before, and we haven't seen Carl play for 4 years. He's took up commentary, so yeah, it'd be great to see him.
He's playing it down, yeah, we can't wait either. Let's get back to this match, though. Finland in control.
In control indeed. 3 more racks required to complete what would be the first whitewash of this year's tournament. In fact,
number
whitewashes
5, current score is 4-0
are
in
rare.
favor of Finland. Finland to break.
And here we've got Casper. His turn to break off for Finland.
I'll tell you what, Alison, to use a technical term, he gives them a clatter, doesn't he?
He certainly does. They've both got really good breaks, actually. But he's left it long for Petri. That's a beautiful shot. Well struck. Left him a little straight in the side there. It would be nice if he had a bit more angle on the 2-ball in the side pocket.
That last Makkonen pot was with 4-0 up, and we're feeling good. 4-0 down, that shot's a whole lot more difficult.
Absolutely, for sure. It becomes a lot more difficult, more nerves, especially when you're rolling the ball. He's pointing the cue where he'd ideally like the cue ball placed after making the 2. And they're settling for just a cut shot here, 2-rail cut shot into that first rail, second rail, and back out for the purple 5 into the corner pocket. It's all about speed control here. Nicely controlled.
It seemed to me there, Alison, I don't know about you, the overhead shot was really informative. It seemed to me as though the cushion bounce was inconsistent from one side of the table to the other.
Yes, I think so, and I think that's why he let the stroke out more. Normally with that shot you might just do twice across, once in, once out. But he let it go double that, so that tells me how bouncy the rails are. He felt more comfortable with that. Let's see that shot again. So he let it just go very bouncy. That's unusual.
Yeah, the right-hand side cushion, as we're looking, definitely more responsive than the left.
You know, and I think he did his homework there. He probably came out and watched some of the matches and noticed that.
Funnily enough, springy bounces in snooker, and indeed kicks to a large extent, have been pretty much eradicated for those players who use this new chalk, which is made, guess where? In Finland. The fortunes of these two teams are chalk and cheese. It is 5-0 for Finland, and really you can't see a way back for Iceland, but strange things happen in this World Cup of Pool. Finland need 2 more to go through. Remember, the winner of this match will take on the Netherlands in the last 16. Finland, Netherlands, last 16. That's a potential final quite early on in the event. So, Alison, I know you're living in Charlotte these days. You don't play as much as you used to do. How are you filling your time?
No, I don't, but I have 2 kids at home, Pearson and Lily, and they're 10 and 11 years old, so I'm spending a lot more time at home with the family now, taking care of home stuff, and bought some investment property, so I kind of fill my time with a lot of that stuff now, and travelling a bit. I still enjoy that, but more for family and fun.
Well, it's a lovely place to live. It really is the Tar Heel state.
Yeah, the Carolinas, beautiful area in America, and I've been there now 26 years. Can't believe it.
I always like the logo on the bottom of the number plates on the cars in South Carolina.
Yeah.
Smiling faces, beautiful places.
Nothing wrong with that.
Smiling faces should belong to the Finns here.
Wow, that was a nicely controlled. A lot of spin on the cue ball, but nevertheless, it's stopped in the middle of a table. And another chance, another nice opportunity to run out this rack. Balls are open. Take another overhead look at that. That's a lot of power in that break.
It wasn't a certainty, but for someone who's been to World 9-ball Championship quarter-final. It was a ball you expect to see go in.
Well, it looked like he put a little bit of right-hand English on that, so right-hand side spin, just to keep it inside of the 3-ball into the... But he could have gone the opposite way too. It's choices. Could have gone above the 3 into the corner or below, and he made that choice, and it makes that shot a little bit more difficult. But nevertheless, he should not have missed that.
Now, come on, lads, get on the board here. A combination is completed, but with loss of position on the 3.
I think I'd be playing this with a lot of left spin and banking it back into the side pocket. He didn't really get the spin on it there. He needed more spin on that and did it a little bit thinner. So he's got no spin on that.
All right, now, rack 6 looks like going the same way as the first 5.
Oh, did you hear that and see that? He got a bad contact. Talking of chalk, he got a bad contact on that ball, nearly missed it. A kick, as we know it in snooker.
A skid in pool. Wow, that really was a clunking contact, wasn't it? The thing is, of course, you don't get the cue ball cleaned as much in pool as you do in snooker. But with this 30-second shot clock, if you do decide to have the white cleaned, that eats into your time.
Yeah, no choice in that situation. No, you had to get that done. You don't want things playing on your mind either. And the Finns nicely in control for rack 6.
Indeed, Finland now on the hill in the quickest time imaginable. They lead 6-0. Are we about to see the first whitewash of this 2021 World Cup of Pool here at Stadium MK? The Finns are 6-0 ahead of their Icelandic opposition. And of course, with the winner break format, they get to break here.
Bracket number 7, our current scores 6-0 in favor of Finland. Finland to break on the hill.
Be plenty of power in this one.
Foul.
A little bit shocking there that he scratched in the corner pocket, went in off. Again, like you said, lots of power, got kicked into the corner.
Foul. Foul.
Yeah, I think the cue ball was actually kicked on a couple of occasions, wasn't it?
Yeah. Like a little pinball.
So now looking at this 2-9 combination. Not really close.
No, he's got to be really disappointed. That was a chance for them to get on the board and ball in hand. Got to be very disappointed there. That was a nice bank shot from Petri there. Hit it hard, straightened it up off the rail. Very nice. They seem to have adjusted to the table very quickly here.
Well, that worked out a treat.
Yeah, I don't see them making any mistakes here, Phil. I think this is the opportunity to finish off this match.
And it sets up a match on Tuesday afternoon against the Netherlands, which should be one to savour. Wouldn't like to pick a winner there.
No, that's going to be a tough one.
Well, I have to say, that was one of the most appalling shots you're ever likely to see. He decelerated into the cue ball ridiculously, and he had such a wide margin of error on a simple pot. We're quick to praise, we've got to be quick to criticise. That was terrible.
Absolutely agree with you there. There's no excuse for that. Maybe he was thinking that was the bouncy rail.
Sure, Petri Makkonen can't quite believe that. It wasn't as though he was playing for a very small segment of the table. He got a large margin of error.
You know, you were talking earlier about the being in the quarterfinals of the Worlds. You know, a lot of these results are years ago, so you're only as good as your last game. That's what I've always thought and always been told. You've still got to prove it. And, you know, we all know with COVID happening, everyone's out of work a little bit. That was a great jump shot there from Petri. And he may have made it. There you go. He'll take that, I'm sure.
Well, how about this? What a fluke. Just compounding the Icelandic misery. What an envious position to be in. Tell you what though, we almost missed the 8 there. That wobbled around in the pocket before it finally consented to drop.
Yeah, it had a little think about it, wiped its shoes.
Oh, what a nightmare rack for Casper. Matikainen. First the positional blunder, then the missed 9-ball.
I think that first blunder stayed in his mind, actually, and made him a little bit more nervous.
Well, knowing Petri Makkonen's ability to bank, I'd bank on him to get it. But there it is, with great aplomb. 7-0 the scoreline for Finland over Iceland. Dare I say it, the Icelandic players have been frozen out.